Okay, I didn't bring the papers that I had signed, so.
You can do the notary.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to call to order this public hearing concerning the intent of the Board of Commissioners of the Wheaton Park District to adopt a budget and appropriation ordinance for the period beginning January 1st, 2019 and ending December 31st, 2019. Mike, would you call the roll?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Morrow?
Here.
Commissioner Mee?
Here.
Commissioner Kelly?
Here.
Commissioner Fry?
Here.
Commissioner Fahey?
Here.
President Vyers?
Here. Mike, would you summarize this hearing?
Yes, as required by state law, the Park District is required to hold a public hearing concerning its intent to adopt an annual budget and appropriation ordinance for the upcoming fiscal year. The Park District's fiscal year runs from January 1st to December 31st. I will very briefly read into the record the summary of budgeted funds and appropriated funds across all of our funds. The entire budget, the Wheaton Park District for 2019, net expenses excluding interfund transfers is a $46,129,500 budget with an appropriated amount of $55,355,400. Those totals run across at varying amounts the following funds: our general fund, a recreation fund, a special recreation fund, which funds our participation in the Western DuPage Special Recreation Association, as well as ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act compliance projects, our museum fund, insurance fund, audit fund, FICA fund, our retirement fund, a long-term debt fund, a health insurance fund, a capital projects fund, Arrowhead Golf Club Fund, and an Information Systems and Technology Fund. The purpose of holding a public hearing is to provide the public with an opportunity subsequent to a 30-day review period of our proposed budget and appropriation, which has been on public display at the library, park facilities, and our websites, the opportunity to ask questions or provide comment concerning the same. Without any further ado, I would yield the floor to the Board of Park Commissioners for any comments or questions, and then subsequent to that, see if there are any comments from the public.
Any questions from the board?
None from me.
Nope. Nope.
I'm good. Any questions from the public?
There being none, the Park Board's typical manner of doing business is, instead of closing this public hearing, I would make a recommendation that this public hearing be recessed to our November 14th regular meeting, at which time the public hearing would be continued to provide further opportunity for public input or Q&A related to the same. And at the conclusion of the public hearing would then be closed on November 14th at the conclusion of public comment, and then for our friends at home and those in the audience, the budget and appropriation ordinance would be before the Park Board at its December Park Board meeting, as well as the tax levy for the preceding year.
Move to recess as stated.
Second.
So we have a motion by me and a second by, was that Morrill?
Morrow.
Morrill, okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Probably take the roll.
Want to
on
roll?
that. Yeah.
Do the call roll.
The roll call to recess the public hearing. Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Vyers?
Yes.
Thank you. We're recessed.
Okay, now I'm going to call to order the public hearing concerning the intent of the Board of Park Commissioners of the Wheaton Park District to sell $5,500,000 general obligation limited tax park bonds. Mike, do you need to call roll for that?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Here.
Commissioner Kelly?
Here.
Commissioner Fry?
Here.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Vyers?
Here. Mike, would you summarize this hearing?
Yes, in essence, the Park District has the ability within its current footprint of taxation to issue general obligation bonds on an annual basis. The district's debt service extension base is just over $2 million, which means it has the ability to, again, within the footprint of its existing tax levy, no tax increase contemplated here within what we're talking about today takes place within our existing frame. approximately $2 million of which is used for capital projects and equipment purchases, as well as a source for alternative financing of additional bonds for capital projects, such as those we issued for the development of Northside Park back in 2009. So why this dollar amount for this Bond Issuance Notification Act related public hearing is $5,500,000 as opposed to the $2 million I referenced we were able to issue annually, is that this public hearing will cover our ability to issue those general obligation bonds not only this year, 2018, but also in 2019 and 2020. The law allows for us to hold a bond issuance notification hearing for 3 years of issuance at a time, as long as we are not seeking to raise taxes, which we are not in this case, I repeat. So that is the summary. We are complying with state statute as it relates to, again, seeking or securing or providing the opportunity at the very least of public input and comment regarding our contemplated action of issuing debt.
Any comments from the commissioners?
None from me.
I'm good.
Nope.
Any comments from the public?
And we would seek to close this public hearing.
Okay. Then does anybody have a motion to close this public hearing?
I'll move to close this public hearing.
Second.
Okay, motion by Fahey, second by Fry. Any discussion? Mike, would you call the roll?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Morrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Vyers?
Okay, on to the I'll call to order the regular meeting of the Wheaton Park District Board of Commissioners for Wednesday, October 17th, 2018. Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Morrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Here.
Commissioner Kelly?
Here.
Commissioner Fry?
Here.
Commissioner Fahey?
Here.
President Vyers?
Here. We've lost no one since the
Yes.
original hearing. So
That's a lot of roll call in one 5-minute period.
very proud of you all.
We had 2 yeses. I was gone, but I'm back.
Okay, so we have a presentation, adult and senior programs.
Good evening, Board. My name is Matthew Roble. I am the Adult Education and Recreation Supervisor for the Wheaton Park District.
And I'm Megan Panic, the Mary Lubko Center Manager.
So we're going to tell you a little bit of what we got looking ahead for fall, winter, and spring of 2019. For fall 2018, Adult Education Supervisor was able to hire on a new Spanish instructor to teach beginning Spanish, and currently there's 5 people enrolled for the class, so it's a nice step up from not having a Spanish instructor.
The Mary Lubko Center, we offered a new practical self-defense class specifically designed for seniors. The instructor actually shows them how to use a stick or a cane to defend themselves. He's a black belt in karate. He's also a lawyer, so he teaches them the legal ramifications of using self-defense as well in the course. We had 5 people enrolled for a brand new class. We're pretty happy with that, and then we'll repeat it again in the spring. We took a vintage rail car dining experience. It was sold out. We actually ended up taking 2 full buses of people. So we filled the rail car as full as it could be. And then in Christmas, we have a Lowry's and Holiday Lights tour. Again, this popular tour was so sold out that we had to do a second bus. So we're doing 2 tours of that as well.
For winter of 2019, I was able to hire on a new health instructor who's going to be holding 3 new programs. One of the 3 programs are 7 Essentials of Optimal Health, 6 Little Known Culprits That Rob Your Energy, and Learning the 3 Keys to Lasting Weight Loss.
Mary Lubko Center in the winter, we're taking a group to see Dear Evan Hansen. It's a 6-time Tony Award winner. The touring cast will be in Chicago. We've got 39 people registered already, and the trip's not until March, so we're pretty happy with that. It will sell out shortly. We're going to go see the producers at the Paramount, and for the first time ever, we're going to work with Arrowhead to do lunch there as opposed to going to an outside restaurant. Something new for us. And then we have a Hawaiian cruise through Mayflower Tours. We have 8 people registered, which is bringing in about $2,500 of commission for us.
In the spring of 2019, Adult Education will be co-oping on a culinary architectural tour with the DuPage County Historical Museum, which is going to be held in May of 2019. 3 to 4 businesses in downtown Wheaton will be hosting a sweets stop, so it's going to be, off the top of my head, the Little Popcorn Shop, Killwinds, and then the 2 ice cream stores in downtown Wheaton that I'm escaping my memory right now.
Kimmers and Grams.
Thank you very much, Mike. As well, my Tai Chi instructor, Yvonne Sarniak, is going to be offering Tai Chi for golf, which is going to help with the motions for golfing. So we have a lot of golfers out here. Something to check out. As well as adult education will be offering 2 new cooking classes through the Art of Good Eating, which is located in Lisle off of Ogden and Yackley. The 2 classes are going to be Dine and Wine and Cook and Grill Meat Like a Pro.
The Mary Lubko Center, we're offering a Matter of Balance class. This was suggested by a patron, so we decided to take it on. It's designed to help reduce the fear of falling for our group. We're taking 37 patrons to Greece in April. We're pretty excited about that. It's great for us. It's bringing in about $7,000 worth of commission, so yay. And then starting in 2019, some of our new tours with Mayflower, since they've been really popular, we're offering Iceland, the Blue Danube, which already has a few people registered, California Gold and Wine Country, Michigan Fall Harvest, and a Cuban cruise. And then starting in the spring of 2019, the Mary Lubko Center is transferring the Cubs game over to the Adult Education Department. We thought it was a better fit for you guys.
Yeah, looking forward to it, so.
Is that because you're Sox fans over at the
Right,
Lubko
that's why. No. It's just gotten to be a little too hard for our patrons. We thought Matthew might have a little better luck with it, so.
Any questions or comments from the board?
Keep up the great work.
Thank you
Yeah,
all very much.
This
Yeah.
is really exciting. How old do you have to be to get into this now?
You're old enough.
Okay. One more thing. I'm going to sign up Mike and John for the Tai Chi for golf.
Awesome, that's 2 new participants. I love it. So thank you all.
Yeah, great work.
Thank you
Very
very much.
exciting.
Thank
Hey,
you,
hey,
Matthew.
Megan, how do you spell your name?
Megann.
Oh, okay. My sister's Megan, and it's Megan. So, yeah. All right.
Thank you for that.
Important. That's for the record.
Okay, let's move on to community input. Is there anybody here who would like to address the park board?
Yep, we have Miss Bassi.
If you just say your name and address into the microphone.
I'm Pam Bassi at 225 West Franklin, which is just 2 blocks from here. And I'm here again to talk about the Memorial Park project. I'm part of a group of neighbors. We've been going to the meetings and talking to Mike and Rob and everything. And my main concern is that I think it's a beautiful park now, and I'm sure it'll be beautiful in the future, but my concern is with the additional programming that is probably going to be added. And it seems like it's a park right now, and it looks to me like it's going to be converted into more of a commercial venue. And if you replace the private events that are in there now with festivals or concerts, it's going to be like every weekend, I'm guessing, and the traffic around the houses around here is crazy, the traffic and the parking and the noise. And you could argue that that's going to improve your home value, but if you tried to have an open house or sell a house to anybody and you had 500 cars or something parked in front of you, it's not going to work. And we'd like to have some kind of intent from you, like what is your intent with the programming and where do you feel like you're going with this, and maybe an agreement to not schedule the entire summer weekends with a huge event over there. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. Is anybody else here who would like to make some comments? Yes, young lady.
Hi. My name is Beth Tatro. I'm at 1511 Promenade, and I'm here representing the Madison PTA, talking about our upcoming playground project.
Hello, board. My name is Lisa Thomas, and I live at 1593 Orth Drive. I am the co-president of the Madison PTA. We are here to seek your assistance in the final step of installation for our playground, and we are going to divide it into sort of a 3-part talk here to tell you sort of where we're at. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. A couple of years ago, some parents identified the need for a new playground because the one that we currently have is, well, basically it's falling apart. We had to try to replace some of it this past summer, but it's so old that we couldn't even find the parts for it. It is about 20 years old, and as you probably know, the life of a playground is 15 years, about the lifespan, so we're about 5 years past that at this point. It is becoming sort of decrepit and hard to repair at this point. It is more than a school playground. In fact, my kids use it all the time. We walk over there in the summer and after school and so forth. It's really the closest park in walking distance in the neighborhood that I live in, actually. And so we're really looking to build a new modern playground that would better suit our kids and especially the special needs population that we do have at Madison. With the technology and stuff that's out there now, we know that that can be accomplished. And we do serve a portion of special needs children. We have actually kids coming in from outside of our boundary lines at this point. I'm a huge proponent of the Park District, actually. I've been in Parks and Rec as a career for most of my life before becoming a stay-at-home mom, and I actually worked for the Wheaton Park District. I don't know if Mike remembers me, but I worked at the Lincoln Marsh Natural Area for a spell, and I was the environmental education supervisor over there. Love the Wheaton Park District. I can't say enough of the good things that you guys do. I think it really is what makes our town great. It would be great to see you partner with us. We're very close to our goal. I mean, super close. And so we just need a little bit of a push to help us get this installation complete, and so we're asking you to support us. That's about all I have right now. I'm going to turn it over to Julie Ippolito, and she'll tell you a little bit more. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. This is my 10th year as a parent at Madison Elementary School.
What's your name?
Julie Ippolito, Ippolito.
Thank you, Julie.
Over the last 10 years, I have been able to watch our playground depreciate greatly. As Lisa mentioned, it did break this past year, and we actually now have 2 freestanding pieces of equipment that at one time had a bridge connecting them. That bridge has since broken and is no longer repairable. So our playground is in dire need of replacement. Once we realized how important this project was, we reached out to the Park District. We were able to receive a list of your recommended vendors. I then met with each of the vendors personally, asked for copies of their equipment, their prices, their accessibility, and then chose one that I felt was best suited for our students and our families. We have chosen Game Time, and as you can see by the billboards in front of us, we have narrowed it down to a few choices. I sent you a graph that is a little outdated because we received more funds over the last 24 hours. We have now raised $53,000 within the last 1 year. Our PTA is extremely aggressive, and we truly want what's best for our children. We have raised the $53,000 through fundraisers, a multitude of fundraisers, donations from local businesses, civic organizations, and just nonstop commitment of making this happen. We also received a commitment from Community Unit School District 200 that they're willing to give us $10,000 in the form of demolition of our current play set and also fixing the ground, the soil, the mulch, that type of thing. So luckily with what we have raised to date and their money, it puts us in a really good position. I'm now going to turn it over to Beth Tatro again.
Hi. So I have the pleasure of asking for the real money. Lisa was kind enough to share why we need this playground. Julie gave you kind of an update of our progress on this project. And what we're really looking for is a partnership and the support from the Wheaton Park District to the tune of the installation costs. I realize that there is an agenda item later on your agenda that specifically says you guys are willing to help us with the installation and that the PTA will reimburse you for that. So we're looking specifically to see if you would consider the labor portion of that installation, which I think is somewhere in the tune of $11,000. We know that this is a playground that needs support, but it's more than just a school playground. It's a community park, and it's a community park more than 50% of the time. Our kids are there for 180 days out of the year, but the neighborhoods are there after school hours. I can attest I'm a coach through the Wheaton Park District. I host my son's soccer team there. My husband's currently coaching the flag football team there, so we know that it's being used beyond the school hours. It's also being used on the weekends and the summer, which, you know, justifies that more than 50%. So we really feel like this is an opportunity for the Park District to make a deeper investment in this community park. It is an investment. We're talking about a playground that's going to last another 15 or 20 years. So it's not something that you have to commit to year after year after year. And what's in it for you? We've got some sponsorship levels. We've got some community events. We've got some opportunity for you really to showcase your partnership with the district and with our elementary school. And we would love to see the Park District on our permanent plaque displayed on the back of our playground. So I would also urge you, forward thinking and in future years, to consider a policy, because we're kind of going at this blindly. So I think you would really benefit from having a joint partnership with the school district to have future schools come forward and say, we are looking for a playground or we're looking for some support. So develop a public policy that will give folks like us and other playgrounds some guidance. And I would love to have Madison be the poster child for that policy. We are looking at installation for the summer of 2019. So I would encourage you to think about that when you think of your investment. Thanks so much. We appreciate your consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, let's move on to the consent agenda. Does somebody have a motion ready?
I will do so. Move
Thank you,
to
Terry.
approve the consent agenda, items A through F, and there will be a change in the dollar amount in E, which I'll note when I get to E. Starting with A, approval of the disbursements totaling $1,452.31 for the period beginning September 12, 2018 and ending October 9, 2018. B, approval of the September 19, 2018 regular meeting minutes. C, approval of the October 3, 2017 Buildings and Grounds and Finance Subcommittee meeting minutes. D, approval of payment of $17,745 to the Illinois Recreational Cheerleading Association for the state competition fees for our cheerleading group. E, Community Center Gymnasium divider curtains, a recommendation to accept a quote from Hart Erectors for an amount not to exceed $9,750. It was just a identified misstatement in the agenda. And finally, F, the recommendation to accept the quote from Kaplan Paving for an amount not to exceed $18,330 for the community center parking lot seal coating.
Second.
Okay, motion by me, second by Fry. Any discussion? Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Morrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Vyers?
Yes. Under new business, item 1, request for financial labor support for Medicine School PTA. Somebody have a motion they want to make?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the recommendation for the Park District to provide labor estimated to be $11,248 and to arrange for additional related direct costs estimated to be $12,340 to install the Madison School Playground during July and August 2019. Final amount estimated to be $23,588 to be paid to the Wheaton Park District by the Madison School PTA upon completion and invoice.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion by Fahey, second by Morrill. Mike, do you want to run through this recommendation real quick?
Clarify this.
I think Lisa and Julie and Beth did a fine job of providing an overview and a summary of the dialogue that we've had over the last several months related to their request. We provided a summary sheet of information that outlines the direct costs that would go into if our trades division were to construct the playground that the PTA has considering purchasing, and then we would, of course, I want to state that for our friends at home and for the record that the playgrounds that exist on the elementary school properties are the property of the school district. And up to this point, the school or the school in concert with PTA fundraising has provided the dollars associated with the installation and the maintenance for those. I believe as far as our jurisdiction is concerned, it's 10 playgrounds. JR, I may be wrong, it might be 11, but I think it's 10. And over the years, the Park District has not been the steward, as it were, of the installation, the inspection, the safety management of these 10 playgrounds that, while they reside within the Park District's jurisdiction, are not technically Park District property. Now, that being said, you know, to the point brought up by the PTA members here this evening, you know, the Park District and certainly myself in concert with Dr. Schuler are always open to opportunities for partnership between our units of government. Our Park School Agreement that calls for park maintenance of a great deal of the school district's open space in exchange for the use of that open space for recreational programming as well as indoor space for recreational programming, which is actually a decades-old agreement and one of the models, one of the first ones to orchestrate such an agreement, I believe back in the days of Ray Morrill when he was running the Park District. That was created, and it was a model for the rest of the state to follow. So we're very proud of that. That doesn't mean there isn't room for the school district and the Park District to work together further. In this case, we believe that certainly my recommendation is an $11,248 installation price is a significant discount to what they have received as far as a quote is concerned from Game Time. I believe, and they can correct me if I'm wrong, that they're in the vicinity of paying Game Time $30,000 for installation. $9,000 of our estimate goes away if they can find somebody, maybe Rob and JR can work on this together to accept, you know, some $9,000 worth of spoils that wouldn't be created by excavation to create this new playground. So that's a big piece of what we're considering direct additional cost to labor. So while while I am sensitive to the PTA's request for funding for what I believed I heard was, you know, can you do better than the $11,248 recommendation that Mike Bernard is making to the board, and that's up to all of you. Absent some formal intergovernmental relationship being created where, you know, JR and Rob and I and Dr. Schuler get together and figure out how the Park District, as the entity that, you know, is firmly in the playground business as a primary function, as opposed to the school having it be more of a secondary function with their resources going to other things higher on their priority list. Absent that relationship existing and creating, you know, some sort of program where the two entities are working together and sharing expenses towards making that happen, I'm hesitant to recommend a full waiver of this labor. Again, I reference the other, you know, 9 schools out there that will be here next month saying, you know, we would like a full waiver as well. And is the Park District ready to take on 10 new playgrounds within its budget? And the answer is, in its existing budget and the one that we're proposing for 2019, no. Does that mean one couldn't be written with financial assistance from the school district and some PTA assistance? Absolutely. But as it stands today, I'm not ready to make a recommendation beyond what I believe is a deeply discounted $11,248 labor install on their behalf.
John, Kelly.
Yeah, so since this request is different than what we discussed at the subcommittee level, we have a pretty big agenda tonight. The request from the school district is different than what we had discussed previously, where we would be supplying labor and getting reimbursed. I'd like to see us take this back to subcommittee so we can talk about the different ramifications and maybe give Mike a little more time.
You know what, I can speak to that, but I need to verify something with the PTA. My understanding is, unless they are able to secure an extension of their pricing from Game Time, is there's some sort of hard deadline on their accepting this equipment by the end of this month. If they are able to, you know, create an extension on their possible purchase, and maybe Game Time isn't as firm with their deadline of October 31st, which is what I thought I heard, by all means, let's kick this back to workshop and talk it through at a higher level and maybe explore some of those options that I outlined related to a larger relationship. I don't know that they can get that extension, so I don't want to speak on your behalf, but that's what you shared with me. Sure, come on up.
When's your next meeting of your
The workshop would be the first Wednesday in November where this would be discussed.
So, and just for clarification purposes, the October 31st deadline is for the purchasing of the equipment. The installation would happen next summer. So we do actually have enough money as of today to purchase the equipment by the October 31st deadline, which is wonderful, but then we have to worry about the installation cost. So we are
So you have time if they want to kick it
Correct.
back and talk about it.
Yes, we would actually love that if you're willing to discuss this at a later date.
Terry?
Yeah, just for clarification, Mike, so what I understand is PTA is looking for us to front the $11,248 in install costs, yet to reimburse us for the direct costs of $12,340. Is that correct?
I'm hearing yes. I don't want to speak for them.
Okay, good.
Yes.
That's what I
I
understood.
just want to make sure of what we're going to be talking
They're
about.
asking us to waive the $11,000.
Yes, we should donate our labor.
So,
Basically, we're
right.
giving it 50% of the cost.
Or donating our labor is basically what we're doing.
Essentially.
The estimate from Game Time for $30,000 includes everything. So just as your estimate of $23,000 includes everything, just so you understand. So it's a difference of $7,000.
Understood.
So,
we do have a-
yeah.
So we do have a motion and if we'd like to discuss
To
this
move
later.
to table.
Move to table, second it. and it's-
Move to table.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Second to move the table.
All right, Terry, motion on the table. John, second. Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Me,
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrow.
Yes.
President Vires.
Yes.
So we'll be discussing this on the first Wednesday in November at workshop.
Okay, item 2, north side surfacing. Somebody have a motion ready?
Yeah, I'll move that we approve change order number 1 from Perfect Turf for an additional amount not to exceed $24.50.
Second.
So we have a motion by Kelly, and we have a second by, was that?
Me.
Right, Fahey, okay. Any discussion? I think we can do a voice vote here. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, good. Motion carries. Item 3, CAC storage. Somebody have a motion ready?
I'll move to approve the change order, it's the number 1, to approve from Can Do Construction for the amount not to exceed $711.90.
Second.
So a motion from Fahey, second by Fry. Any discussion? John?
Yeah, I just have a question. So, Steve here? Steve, so when we saw this at subcommittee, there was 2 items on the thing. One was the cost of installing that underground conduit so we could, right?
Steve, could you come up to the microphone,
Weren't there
please?
2 items? And did I see in the memo we're going to do it in-house, bury the conduit? And the contractor's going to be okay with that, so there's no cost on that one? This will be the only change order?
That is correct. The conduit was done the day after subcommittee.
And it didn't cost us anywhere near the $7,000, did it?
Probably no.
Yeah, okay.
Discussion? We can do a voice vote.
Thanks,
All those in
Steve.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, purchase of recycle and trash bins.
I'll move for the recommendation to purchase of recycle and trash bins, accept the quotes for dual-sided load container from Barco Products in the amount of $24,799.02, and a precast concrete container with lids from Doty and Sons in the amount of $23,722.50.
I'll second.
So motion by Fry, second by Fahey. Any discussion?
You want to add that it's for 28 dual-sided containers and 50 concrete containers, an additional 10 lids?
Yeah,
it's
so
all
moved.
part of the motion.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Nope.
Okay, Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Me.
Yes.
President Vires.
Yes. All right, item 5, Arrowhead Food and Supplies. Somebody want to make a motion?
I will do so. I move to accept the recommendation and approve the bids for the Arrowhead Food and Supplies as noted in the agenda for the period of a 1-year contract.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion by Terry Me and a second by, was it Kelly? Yep, okay. Any discussion? All right, Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Me.
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
President Vires.
Yes. Okay, item 6, resolution 2018, and what is the number on it? It's at 06, 2018-06. Somebody have a motion ready?
Move to approve resolution 2018-06, the estimate of our tax levy.
Second.
All right, motion by Fahey, second by Fry. Any discussion? Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
President Vires?
Yes. Item 7, the proposal from Vision 96 and AIE. Does somebody have a motion ready?
I would move to approve a one-year extension of the managed services agreement with Advanced Intelligence Engineering for Information Technology Services with amendments to the fee structures as detailed on page 5 of the agenda.
Second.
A motion by me, second by Morrill. Any discussion? Hey, Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Morrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Vires?
Yes. Okay, proposals for a health insurance broker and program for 2019. Somebody have a motion ready?
The recommended motion is at the bottom of page 5 of the information report for this topic.
I've got one ready. I'd move to approve the recommendation to accept CFM Insurance as our broker of choice with the United Healthcare Plans BD-R3 for the PPO and BF-C4 Navigate for the HMO plans effective January 1, 2019 for a one-year period.
Second.
So motion by me, second by Fahey. Mike, do you want to run through what we're doing here?
Yes. We are in the final year of a 3-year contract with the Park District Risk Management Agency for the provision of health insurance program for our eligible employees. Staff has undertaken a comparative analysis of 3 other brokers as well as Paderma's 2019 renewal rates they've offered us. And the result is we have evidence that shows that if we were to not renew our relationship with Paderma, which would be a 3-year decision to stay out of Paderma, by the way, the cost savings to the agency are on the order of $350,000 to $400,000 for a very, very similar health insurance program through United Healthcare. And it is staff's recommendation at this time to not renew our contract with Paderma for 3 years and instead use this brokerage firm to provide the programs outlined in the motion. And enjoy the benefits of shopping this matter in the manner that we have.
Terry?
Yeah, question for you, Mike, and clarification. The documentation you gave us indicated that we would have a savings of $404,144 to the district by going to this CFM UHC plan. Is that correct?
That is
You
correct.
mentioned 300 to 400.
The difference will be in the final action on the agenda tonight is what the board decides to do
Okay.
with how much employees are going to be asked to pay
All right.
from a percentage standpoint of their premiums,
And
which is the next item. And I believe that we'll be going into closed session to discuss that briefly as it's
Okay.
a matter of compensation. And we'll come back out and ask the board to contemplate that final action. So the final determination of the compensation issue would yield the savings of either 350 to that 400,000.
Well, I want to add that, Mike, I have to say that a savings of, in excess of $300,000 is very significant, to the district. And I want to, tell you that I appreciate, the work that you and the staff did, you did what we asked you to do, to shop this and bring us back, something that, might be significant in a savings of dollars, to the district. And you've done exactly what we asked you to do, and I appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing as Terry. I think Mike and Diane, I know how much work this was for them to put together and to get the quotes, and I think they did a heck of a job and in the taxpayers' best interest. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I agree. And to clarify, that is $300,000 to $400,000 savings a year. Is
Well,
correct?
certainly for 2019.
Yeah.
We'll be shopping again,
Sure.
as we approach the end of 19. But The difference in this case is we will have a broker to shop for the district's best interest as opposed to making a 3-year commitment to whatever Paderma's decision is. And I want to say this. I think Paderma is a fantastic organization to do business with. Based on our size, the size of our cohort that we bring to the table to join the risk pool with, or to join the health insurance pool with Paderma, we are large enough that it made sense to shop this, and we're seeing that benefit. I believe we will continue to see this benefit, having a broker shop on our behalf. I think this is the right move, as John said, for the taxpayers as well as for the employees, as we are offering, we are suggesting a very, very similar program to what the employees are currently enjoying with their PPO and their HMO services. In some cases, the services may improve.
Any other comments? Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Me.
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrow.
Yes.
President Vires.
Yes. Agenda item 9 is moot. Then at this point, we will not be rescinding our termination of the Paderma Health Insurance Program. Item 10, we're going to want a discussion in executive session. Does somebody want to make a motion?
I will do so. Move to recess to a closed session under 5 ILCS 120/2C1 pertaining to compensation for employees.
Second.
So a motion by me, second by Fahey. Any discussion? Mike, would you call the roll?
Certainly, at 7:42 p.m. Commissioner Morrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Vires?
Yes. And so after executive session, we'll return here and finish up on item 10.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll be coming back if anybody wishes to stay.
Should be hopefully not that long. For our friends at home, we've reconvened open session at 8 p.m.
Okay, so we'll move on to item number 10. Does somebody have a motion ready? Terry, stop
No,
yawning.
I think Commissioner Kelly's going to make that motion.
I move that we set the employee contributions as follows: 15% of premium cost for the PPO and 5% of premium cost for the HMO.
Second.
So we have a motion by Kelly, a second by Fahey. Any discussion?
And that would be effective January 1, 2019.
Correct. Further discussion? Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Morrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes. Commissioner
Fahey?
Yes.
President Vyers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mike, do you have anything to report under reports from staff?
No, I thought that the open house for the validation of the Memorial Park redevelopment concept plans went very well prior to this meeting, and I appreciate the work of the Rob Spurl and Steve Hinchy and the entire Parks and Planning team in getting that project ready for prime time.
Any other comments from the Board of Commissioners regarding the staff reports? John?
No, but I have it on good authority that the stairs might be poured at Arrowhead tomorrow.
Oh, dog.
That sure was an adventure. Any other comments? Terry?
Yeah.
I don't want to disappoint Commissioner Fry. So,
You do it every day.
thank you, thank you. I've got it on, authority that the NRPA was good, Mike, is that correct? Well worth
I
attendance?
thought it was a great conference.
Good. Indianapolis was not too far away.
Sir.
Good turnout for the Rotary Park ribbon cutting event. That was significant, and thanks to Rotary again for all their work. Mary Beth, how's our Rams football program going? Any issues this year? Anything weird?
Good. We're going along. We're going good.
So far, so good. That's good. And as you do every year, I bought all of my Halloween pumpkins and corn stalks and gourds and all that from our great Cosley Zoo. And I'll tell you, looking around, everybody's selling pumpkins, but nobody's got the product that we do. We got
Quality pumpkins over
we
there.
we got some good stuff. And,
Commissioner Mee knows pumpkins.
I do. The Oktoberfest event, for those who were there, even though the weather was a little bit iffy, we had a good turnout.
Great turnout for
We'd have had
40 to 50 degrees.
10 degrees better, it'd have been packed, I'm sure. As a matter of fact, we had the public update event at the Lubco Center for the Memorial Park expansion, and I asked, a couple of the people how'd that go, because they were concerned about the additional noise and events and so forth, and, the two of them that were responding said, everything was good, and, nothing was particularly problematic for them, although that does seem to be a concern. Last but not least, as far as outings at Arrowhead, I attended one of the final outings, and that was the Grabowski Scramble. That was a great event, great job by staff, but, the event coordinators for the event itself, that was really good. It was a fundraiser for brain cancer, and they had a great turnout. So anyway, that's all I had to say, but thanks again to staff for, the Arrowhead staff for making that a good event for them.
Okay, thanks, Terry. Anybody else have any comments?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to say congratulations, staff. Thanks for your hard work. I thought this past Saturday at our Oktoberfest was a big hit for our first annual, and
Signed John Prendeville.
I thought it went over really well. And I would suggest that we hire that Wheaton band again next year, or for another event at the park.
Person to person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our good friend Joe Catone in Rotary is our.
Yeah, they're pretty good, very entertaining. But I thought it was a great success, and I really liked the fire pits out there. It was a little chilly, but that added a nice touch to the event. So good work. I'm looking forward to next year.
Any other comments?
Oh, I just wanted to add to staff, I had asked for some information about the use of the clock tower.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for that report. It was very comprehensive, and it told me everything that I needed to know. Thanks again.
Any other comments? To accept a motion to adjourn?
You know, just actually one. How was that turnout? What did you think about that Oktoberfest? You were? Yeah. Yeah, great. Good deal.
Any other comments? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So,
Fry, motion by Fry, second by Fahey. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.